Hello, I'm Dom and welcome to The Later Dad. Today I want to share how I ended up becoming a later dad. Not as a how-to, more as a straightforward account of my path, what I learned along the way and what it's like now with 3 young kids under 6. My story really begins in my childhood. I'm the eldest of 4 siblings, the oldest of 35 grandchildren on my mum's side, and one of 6 on my dad's side. Family was everything, and still is. My parents made catching up with relatives a priority, which meant I grew up surrounded by cousins. That environment taught me early on the value of family and belonging. It also planted a simple idea. I wanted a big family of my own someday. Even as a kid, that felt almost certain. Biologically though, I think things started to move when I was about 11 and really started noticing the opposite sex. I remember plucking up the courage to ask a girl in my class to be my girlfriend and got turned down in favour of someone else. That early awkwardness led to years of experimenting with relationships, some immature choices, plenty of bad pickup lines, and a good deal of heartbreak. Those experiences weren't wasted though. They shaped how I thought about partnership and readiness for fatherhood. At around 21, I entered my first long-term relationship. It was my first serious go at adult commitment, and it's where I first began to consider fatherhood as a real option, not just as a vague future. We were together for over 10 years, got married, and we did try for kids. In the end, we separated. Looking back, I think I wanted kids more than she did, and that became the difference and became a major strain. When we split, I remember feeling a strange mix of relief and loss, and a selfish worry that I might never get another chance to become a father. It was painful, but in hindsight it's clear that things would have turned out very differently if that relationship had produced children. A few years later, I met Jo, the wonderful woman who became the mother of my 3 children. How did I win her over? Well, partially with modern technology, a dating app, partially with a WA-inspired bar that we went to, and probably a lot of charm. We took our time, got to know each other properly, and after several years, we got married. The children didn't come straight away. We faced a few hurdles. Jo wasn't keen on kids early. We encountered some fertility challenges, and our eldest has experienced some developmental and neurological concerns. Those moments tested us, required patience, and forced us to learn how to navigate the healthcare system and support networks. Fast forward to today, and we have 3 young children, all under 6. People often ask what it's like becoming a dad later than some of my peers. There are a few practical differences. Energy levels matter. Chasing toddlers is a different kind of physical demand in your late 30s and 40s than it was in my 20s. Financially though, being older can help. I have more of a clearer career path and more savings, which made starting my family less daunting at a practical level. Emotionally, I feel more grounded and deliberate than I might have been when I was younger. Experience has taught me patience to choose battles carefully and to focus on being present. That said, parenting is still both the best and the hardest thing I've ever done. You'll find extraordinary joy in the small moments, your child's laugh, bedtime stories, messy Sunday mornings, but there are also long nights, worrying about developmental health and the constant feeling of wanting to do better. For me, being the best dad I can means facing those hard bits as part of the job and accepting that perfection is impossible. It's about showing up consistently and learning from mistakes and prioritising the family even when life gets messy. Another part of being a later dad is perspective. I value the time I get to spend with my kids in a different way now. I think more about legacy, about the lessons I want to pass on, and about the relationships I'm building. I'm also conscious of future planning in a practical sense, from health and finances too, making sure there's emotional support as the kids grow. If there's anything I'd pass on to someone considering starting a family later, is this: expect the challenges, but don't let the timing alone be your deciding factor. The hurdles you face, fertility issues, developmental concerns, relational differences, are real, but they are also supports, treatments, and communities to help. Be open about your desires. Communicate with your partner or wife early and often, and seek help when you need it. Right now, life is busy, noisy, and full of small, meaningful moments. It's not always easy, but it's deeply rewarding. Thanks for listening to my story about becoming a later dad. I'll keep sharing more of what I've learnt along the way on The Later Dad.